No, if she gets mad at me, y'all. Sorry.
It's your cell phone. Silence
Silence your cell phones, y'all, please. I don't know what all camera normally does. I'm the Rotarian of the day.
Sure. It's blessing and then play.
Thank you.
Yes.
So if we could bow our heads, please, everyone. We pause to give thanks for the blessings of this meal. May the food and our conversation celebrate God's goodness and inspire us to greater service. We thank you, Lord, for gathering us here to share the day and this meal. We are grateful for time with colleagues, for fond memories, and the food that has been prepared for us. Keep us mindful of those less fortunate than we and creative in ways to share your love. Bless us these gifts and fill us with gratitude and love as we celebrate in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. And then our four-way test of the things that we think, say, and do, not or do, right?
Right.
First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Fifth, is it common? I'm also supposed to give you guys a little synopsis of me. So, little small classification. I'll make it brief. I know that's difficult for me, but I'll try. Born and raised here in Milledgeville. I'm a local. Graduated from Georgia College in 1990. I moved away for about 20 years, Palm Beach, New York, San Francisco. Met my husband. We lived in Tahoe for 3 or 4 years, and then we moved back here when my mother was first diagnosed with cancer. That was in 2009. My husband started his own plumbing company, Lab Plumbing, and I worked with him. I still work with him. And I'm a real estate agent, effective as of 2019 here in Georgia. I do residential real estate. I enjoy it. I do it for fun. It's not a grind for me. And I still work with my husband at the plumbing company some too. Is that good? Is that true enough? I know you're happy. I do have the honor today, you guys, of introducing to you guys our program. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So, sounds good.
All right, well, it said our Chris is on the road and should be here shortly. But in the meantime, let's first introduce our guests and then do our raffle. And we have two very special guests with us. Meredith, would you please introduce one of our guests?
Today I brought to meet the wonderful, honorable Fred Van Horn. Yeah.
Kristen, would you introduce our guest speaker and then I'll do the rest.
Sure. This is our guest speaker today, Daryl Keith. I know him from many directions, and I continue to learn things about him every day. We began our relationship back in 13, maybe, when my husband loaned his personal home away, right? And lo and behold, now I'm working with him in real estate as well. He is a philanthropist. He's a local builder. He's supposed to be retired. He has 3 daughters, a wonderful wife, and he had shared with me, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, I don't remember how, that I didn't even know about him. That he is just he and his wife, amazing. They have been supporting a school in San Salvador in amazing ways, and he's here today to tell you guys about this.
Great, welcome. see. Fred, would you please see our dog winning pick? Okay, here we go. All right, so last three numbers would be 864. That would be. Let's see, and let's see if the cards are out for you.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, tear it up. Yeah, I heard it. So, hey,
Thank
oh,
you.
thank you so much.
Well done.
All right, Cameron. Are just catching your breath. I don't know their time.
I'm watching with my glasses and I don't be.
Well, just ask for announcements. Good. All right, I will turn it back over to Parker.
Hey, everyone, thank you so much for your patience. What a nice crowd today. Haven't seen some of you in a while. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Well, we have community announcements now. Does anyone have any community announcements? I don't have my glasses, so I can't read what you said. Yeah.
So, one is that I've spoken with the president. The wrapping program for Christmas gifts that the Hardwood Fire Department does, I think they had it on the news. They're gonna start that next week. And Jan's not here, but I think she's got Rotaract or Interact.
Yeah, Interactors would have
It's gonna
helped.
help. And then a few of us did it last year.
I did talk with Crystal and got a phone number and a contact name to get in touch with directly at the fire station.
Yeah, Deputy.
It's in Drinkwater. Drinkwater is her last name. She's part of the team there.
Gotcha, okay. And then the Millie Free Fridge program that we're doing, guys, is this Saturday. And we've decided to move it to 12 to 3 because it seemed to be freezing in the morning instead of 9 to 12. It's 12 to 3 this Saturday. If anybody would like to participate. Isn't it?
Right. And they're going right out.
Okay. Well, I guess an email will go out with an updated.
Okay, thank you, Chris and Bill.
We've got a collection box in our office. Everybody has one at their office. I don't know, y'all have one at, don't play. It's training. So, if you have some toys, so you gotta get it there by, I think it's the 15th, pick up on the 15th, leave the 12th. 15th. Pick up on the 15th.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Kristen. Also want to thank everybody that came out and helped with Thanksgiving baskets the other Saturday. That was a wonderful day. We had 18 Rotarians come out and volunteer. And thanks to Bobby and Merritt and Michael and Lynn, got all the grocery shopping done and had this great assembly line idea. We had those boxes packed and ready to go by, I think it was close to 9 o'clock that morning. Wasn't it, Laura? And also thank you and Frederick and everybody else that drove that morning. So it was a great day. All right, do we have any prayer requests for anyone we need to remember? Yeah. Well, Stephanie, would you like to introduce our guest?
I think
Kristen already has.
has already done that. For that, but, you can have us. We can get you going, but without further ado, I'll work on this, but I would like to, welcome Daryl Keith up here for us. So this is. I may need your assistance there. Lover. There it is. You should be able to just.
Does this work? The slides.
Yeah.
Or is it just these right here? Okay, there we go.
That's
I
it.
got it.
Let me get us. Citation.
Should be up.
Where is it? Where do I need to go? Ah, there we go. Thank you. From beginning?
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
is that good?
Okay, good. Well, it's quite a pleasure to be here. And I want to tell you that I'm the last person that ever thought that I would be here doing what I'm doing at 74 years old. I've never been a person that would I was active, that was actively engaged in charity, philanthropy, or any kind of things like that. I worked all the time. You know, I'm not saying I didn't do good things, but I'm just saying it wasn't front and center. But about 20 years ago, my wife and I started traveling and looking for warmer spots in the winter. And we migrated down to Costa Rica. And originally, I went to Costa Rica to do dental work. These are all good Costa Rican teeth. You remember real good ones. So, and because you could do, I hope there's not a dentist in here. You know, implants are like $1,800 compared to $4,000 or $5,000 here. My dentist in Costa Rica went to New York University. It's very educated. So it's very high tech down there. So I went down there, and my dentist is still in Costa Rica. My primary. If I have a issue here, I'll go here. But if I get an opportunity to go to Costa Rica dentist, I do it. So Costa Rica, like many other places down there, got really over touristed, in my opinion. So we started looking for other places to go. So we migrated to Belize, and Belize is a very nice place. And in the construction business, everybody has a lot of Latino workers. And that's just the fact of life. It has to be that way because they work, have good work ethic, very family-oriented people. They're dependable and do quality work. So one of my crews were Salvadorans, and they have been picking at me to go to El Salvador, but I had heard the same thing. Many of you have heard about El Salvador. It's unsafe. You'll get shot. You'll get robbed. You know, don't go there. But they were telling me that I got a new president, which you may have heard of, and it's very safe. So we went. Only to discover it was not what you saw on CNN. Bukele, the president of El Salvador, is the grandson of a Lebanese Christian who migrated El Salvador years ago, two generations ago. You may have read he's locked up 82,000 gang members. If you have a gang tattoo, you go to prison and you get asked questions later. Now, his civil rights opponents, human rights, have said that he's violating civil rights with these people. His comeback is, I will not let a few thousand gangsters violate the civil rights of a few million peaceful citizens. And today, El Salvador has the murder rate of the European Union, less than the United States. So it's a very safe place to go. Now, if you're looking for a place with a 4-star all-inclusive, it ain't there yet. It's coming. The American dollar is the currency in El Salvador, and Bitcoin. Bitcoin. They buy 1 Bitcoin a day and have since 2001. So the country is coming, going places. So we went to El Salvador and we just picked this little place on the internet, some little resort, I'd say an hour and a half out of San Salvador on the coast. And it happened to be, you call it a boutique hotel. It's 7 little villas on the cliffs, and very nice. So my wife, retired school teacher, we asked if we could go see a little school, you know, where the employees go. And this is the place where time forgot. There's internet, there's no computers. There's water coming off the hill on a pipe. So this is the kind of place that you can imagine, but the kids are so happy. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit about this school. This is called Aquacayo. Let's see if I can get to the right ones. And I told you a little bit about how we got there. So my wife and I did. So, you know, when we saw this place, we thought, you know, this is time for God. We can do something here. We can help these people. So that's what we did. Never done it before. So we're doing it. So as you can see, El Salvador, Central America on the Pacific coast, Aquacayo, if you can see up here, San Salvador, that's the capital. We come down this road here, all the way over to, about 25 miles toward Guatemala over here. And you can see this road's not straight. That's mountains to the ocean. So to picture this little school, you've got these mountains come down, little dirt road goes up between the hills, and that little school's up there in a little hamlet. That's where it is. So the kids, as you'll see, I took a lot of these pictures in October. In October the 1st is National Children's Day. So my wife and I went. We bought every kid in the school a new t-shirt with the school logo on it. So you'll see all these blue shirts from this picture we took. The school has about 130 students, grades 1 through 9. At the 9th grade, they're turned loose. Unless they've got money, go to San Salvador to the international school or a private school. So I can assure you, nobody in Aquacayo goes to San Salvador. So the same teachers teach grades 1 through 9. From 7 in the morning till 11, it's grades 1 through 4. From 1 to 5, it's 5 through 9. That's how they teach. So the teachers stay there all day. The kids, as you see, have school uniforms on. The government provides each kid one uniform for the whole year. They give the school $1,500 a year to operate. I mean, it's unimaginable. But the kids are happy. And as you see, this is basically the terrain, the mountains in the background. You see the street going up by the school. There's another little road that goes on up the mountains, and you ask kids where they live, and they say, Arriba Montaña, on the mountain. They walk an hour and a half to school every day, but no food. But this is the school, entrance to the school, the gate. And you see the school ground looks pretty rough. You go up here where I can see it, so I can tell you what it is. The building on the right over there, this is when I took it first time we went there. That was so-called a cafeteria on the right over there. All the concrete's broken up, just a central courtyard. It's a classroom over there, classroom on this side over here. This is a central playground at the school. That's all that's there. So this is the cafeteria. It was what we got there. You can see the tins blown off, everything leaks. That's what it looks like now. We bought the tin, we bought the steel. The parents had to put it on. So they did. So we don't give them stuff. They participate too. We're not there as a charity. We're there to help them do stuff, but they buy into it. And they do. So this is a typical classroom. And I'll show you. This is the library. Those bookcases. That's it. For 130 kids. That's it right there. This was in October when we were there for the National Kids Day, when we gave them all shirts. You can see the concrete now. We put in new concrete in the whole central plaza, so it's not cracked and busted up so they can play. So we have some other projects we're going to work on, I'll tell you about. But this is the water coming off the hill. This is in the bathroom, which is nothing more than a latrine with a roof over it, basically. What we've done in the past, put the new roof over the central plaza, we put it on the cafeteria, we concreted the floor. We buy food because we're out of food. So we bought thousands of dollars in new books, new shirts for the kids. So basically, we're just trying to build some school pride, community pride, things like that in this whole area. This is the kitchen, which is nothing more than building a fire in the corner of the room where they heat water for rice and beans, which is basically a staple. What we are doing now, we're going back in December, I bought stainless steel kitchen sinks, a gas burners. So we're getting rid of this whole section in the kitchen so they can at least have a place that's clean. So basically the plan, what we're looking at doing is we're going to replace that fire pit. We're going to replace all the plastic stuff, the stainless steel stuff, so it can be washed and reused. My daughter has been going down there too. She's a doctorate in nursing. So she's going to establish a food safety program. We want to stockpile food so they don't run out of food. Just basically rice and beans is all we do, and powdered milk. And we also want to hire a cook to cook every day because it's strictly volunteer. So a lot of days these kids walk to school and there's no food. They don't have food at home and there's no food when they get to school. So this is what we're trying to do. The playground is the next big thing. It's going to be cost intensive. There's no place other than that central plaza for these kids to play. Up above the school ground there's a little area like this that we could clear, flatten it out, and put in the playground and stuff like that. So that's kind of the next project once we get the kitchen done. So this is where we are. This is the water tank. The water runs off down the hill, very crude and probably very unsanitary, to be honest with you. So we're going to clear all that side of the hill, flatten it out, put in what you would see at a school here. Not elaborate, not a lot, but just give them something to go to. This is the teachers. These are shirts. We bought them all shirts too. So it's got the school logo on it. The teachers before just wore, look kind of sloppy. But showing the teachers, we got them nice polo shirts with school logo. We bought them 5 shirts a piece. So now they look very professional. So we're trying to get this whole school disposition. That's what we're doing. So anyway, they bought in. So everything is looking very positive on the school there. So that's what we want to do. And just to tell you, I've done a little homework. There is a Rotary in San Salvador. So, hopefully we could we could develop some kind of relationship with a Rotary Club here, a Rotary Club in San Salvador, develop a partnership so this thing can really grow. So the whole object is not just in Apacayo, but every little road up the mountain's got a school up it. And the task is too big for my wife and I, or it's going to take the government a long time to do this. But it's a very worthy project, and the state and these kids are very grateful. So I'll ask if you got any questions. Yeah.
The stuff that you're buying, you buy it from somewhere down there, or you get it up here and have to ship it there?
We buy local. San Salvador is not what you would think it is today. There's a Wendy's and a Subway on every corner. It is absolutely astounding what's happened in 5 years since Bukele's been president. People can go out on the streets, they can go shopping, they can go out at night, they can drive. Before they couldn't do it. I'll give you a good example. And I met some very influential people in San Salvador. The owner of this little resort, that's where I stay, that little resort right there on the coast. He's a businessman in San Salvador. He and I were in a restaurant overlooking the city. He said, let me tell you how it was. He said like this. He said, if you had a factory over there and your workers lived over there, they couldn't get to that factory without paying 3 or 4 different fees to gangs to get to it. That's how bad it was. Now that guy over there can drive over there. No issue, no problem. It is safe. It's amazingly safe. So that's what's happened in 5 years. And I'm probably going to start building a few houses down on the coast in south of San Salvador. It's a boom town. It's a major thoroughfare coming out of San Salvador down to the coast. 4-lane highway, fiber optic internet. I mean, he's done some things that you would never think would be in a place like that. But it's a very progressive, forward-moving country. But there's just some places in the country, as there are here, that need a little. Yeah.
Love you, absolutely love your passion. So when you keep saying, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, is this the organization or is the organization you and your wife?
Well, it's me and my wife right now.
Yeah, yeah, I love it, it's awesome. I mean, I absolutely, you're so passionate about it, comes through, you know, the difference you're making in those kids' lives.
Well, I will say this, we're in the process of forming a 501c3.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point now, for example, my roofing company, they're Latino. They gave me $1,000 to take this time, put it in the kitchen. I got, different people come up and just give it to me now, but what we want to do is kind of open the world a bit more for more corporate involvement or people who may want to participate in that way. So,
And all this started by you just being down there and you said, oh, take a look at this school.
that's how that.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, yeah.
Purchase, I mean, I'm just picturing you're out in the middle of nowhere, so you said something about a gas.
There's trucks running up and down the highway. You sell basically real cans. And they stop at every little pothole up in a little hamlet. And people are up down the street, they buy them.
So they can buy.
They take them. That's how they do it. So it's about $75 for a can of gas there. So, having enough funds to keep some gas there to cook with, it's always an obstacle.
What about the pricing when here and there?
They use American dollar. It's pretty comparable. There's not much. I don't think there's a lot of difference in it. Gas is about the same down there. Foods, I haven't noticed any difference in the food. You go get fresh fish wherever you want it. It's a big fish market down there. So it's not an expensive place to go.
Are the roads in the mountains under development or are they fully developed out?
Let's see if I can. Well, at the very beginning, I just showed a map of San Salvador. The Pan American Highway, which goes from South America all the way to Alaska, comes through San Salvador. Okay, it's a nice 4-lane highway. The highway that runs along the coast is a nice highway too. It's surprisingly better than you would think because it's the main highway between Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua. So a lot of traffic's going that way too. So there's 2 main routes, but the main roads are actually very surprising. But again, it's Bukele investing in infrastructure.
How far does concrete have to come to get to the school?
Oh, probably 25 miles. Something like that. But in San Salvador, there's a Walmart now, there's a Costco. So, we can get stuff that we couldn't before.
Well, now, how far is San Salvador to where you're at?
It's about 50, 60 miles,
Okay. And it takes how long to get there?
about an hour and a half. It wouldn't take you so long with the 2-lane road back to La Libertad, then before you go north. It's not exactly. Yeah.
You said the new government has really helped like San Salvador.
Yeah.
Is it reaching out to the communities that, you talk about the schools stuff, you think it'll reach that far or is it?
It will eventually. It will eventually. They were so far behind. They're 20 years behind Costa Rica. But what they've done in 5 years is phenomenal. And I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't invest in down there in property if I didn't think it was that go. But I've never seen a place where I think valuations are going to go up so rapidly, especially on coastal areas.
I imagine you must be fluent Spanish.
Hablando un poquito.
So you.
I do.
Like, surely.
I have to understand what my workers are telling me. I know some phrases I wouldn't want to say. Yeah.
What's the salary of the teachers and where's that come
They make $400 a month. And average pay for the people at the resort where I stay is $12 a day.
Oh my God.
It's great. It's amazing.
How much is it? Pays their salary, is that what you know?
The government pays them. The government pays them and it provides them X amount of food. So if they if they run out of food, they're out. Last time I was there in October, I bought 400 pounds of rice and beans just so they have enough to get to December.
So to stay at that resort right there, how much they charge a day?
$250 a night.
$250 a
That
night.
includes a full breakfast, a nice villa overlooking Pacific Ocean. It's, if you want a place to go where you want to feel the culture, you know, what I'm not talking about going to an all-inclusive where everything's out of a can. You know, if you're a little more adventurous, this is a good place to go. I've been trying to get Laura to go and Tom for a year now.
We're going.
So, but it's a cool place. And like I say, you can drive anywhere. My wife and I drive all over the country.
You leave a vehicle down there?
Logistically, so the materials that you're using, are you buying it here and taking it there, or are you purchasing it there?
We try to buy everything local. We just want to support the economy there as much as possible.
You leave a vehicle down there?
My siding crew leaves me a pickup truck at the airport.
Oh.
Every light on the dash is on. So far. I think how to get cars down. Every car you wreck here, which you probably paid for a lot of,
They end up on semi.
they go to El Salvador and they have little back room repair shops. One's a frame shop, one's a fender shop, one's a motor shop. The way you can tell the difference, if you get a car in El Salvador that's got miles per hour on it, it came from the United States. It was a wrecked vehicle. But they can take one and repair it, buddy.
I see them going on at 65 and 10 all the time. There'll be a truck with 2 wrecked vehicles pulling back behind it.
Yeah,
They're going to Mexico, and I guess that make it
all over Central America. That's where they go. They'll buy anything.
Is your direct flight from Atlanta?
Direct flight from
How
Atlanta.
long does it take?
3.5 hours. 3 hours, 3.5. I'll tell you this. I fly first class to Costa Rica. Costa Rica, it's $2,500, basically. $2,500. To El Salvador, it's $950.
First class.
First class.
From here,
From here, from Atlanta,
round trip
round trip.
per person.
You what? Mark driven. If I said you want to go to El Salvador, you're gonna say, not me, baby.
Yeah.
So Delta does the same thing. Airlines market price.
Okay.
And there's no infrastructure for what you would see in these youth groups. You know, I've never seen a youth group at the airport. In El Salvador, in Costa Rica, that's all you see. You see youth groups everywhere. So that infrastructure is not there. So you don't have that. So that's probably a contributing factor of why these schools are like they are. There's nobody comes in there and, does what we're doing. So, and the owner of the resort, who's a very wealthy man in San Salvador, he's jumped in now. And he's helping do things that he didn't do. He said basically, we just come in and open your eyes. So he's jumping in now. So, it's not just in the school, but the community at large. There's people in that community we want to help too. 5 pieces of tin hanging from the trees is a house. So that's basically where these people live.
They have fishing charters down there?
There's some. Yeah. Yeah, we can arrange it.
Expect to expand, look at other schools in that area, is there other schools?
Yeah, there's other schools, and we kind of have our eye on another one. That some of the employees at the resort, their kids go to it. That's really how we got started. This one, there, the kids are employees there with the school. We just go see it, see what it looks like. But we do have, there's another school about 5 miles down the highway that we're looking at.
How often you going down there now?
I've been down there 4 times this year.
Okay.
And
You say a week at a time.
usually a week, 10 days. I can't stay too long. We're gonna go down for New Year's Eve and have a big New Year's Eve party at the resort. And There's only 7 built, so it's not a big party, you know. But it's nice and they have a big thing there.
Are those other groups typically full at you go, are they?
Yeah, each one of these little villas is overlooking the coast. I mean, it's probably 100 feet down to the beach.
Okay.
And it's Paraíso Escondido is the name of it. Look it up. It's a beautiful place. And it's a nice place to stay. The food, they have chefs there. And really great cooks. I mean, it's very surprising. But there's a lot to see there, the waterfalls, and they'll set up. We hire, when we want to go out in the countryside and go on excursion, we've got other people with us. We'll hire a driver, $100 a day. I mean, for a driver, and you know, so that's pretty doggone good. That way, if we want to happen to have a beer or something like that, we ain't got to worry about it. So, but anyway, it's a up and coming place, and it needs a lot of help. So, you know, if anybody has any interest, let's talk to them. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate your work.
Thank you so much.
Right at my house.
Permanent collection at the public library.
Oh.
Today, and I'll take it.
For my book.
Excited.
Okay. Yeah, catch yourself.
Yeah. Minutes. So just a few quick announcements for the rest of this month's meeting dates. We have a regular meeting next Thursday, the 12th, and we have a final meeting where we'll have more of a Christmas type social on the 19th. I think is that next Thursday following, and that will be here at noon as always. And raffle tickets. We haven't talked a lot about those, but I know that y'all are working on that, so it's close to time to turn all those in. Make sure that it's done. Merrick, you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. You sold all yours, yay.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, any money that you have, Don, Adams, and I think Joy, you and Aaron, are you taking those also? Okay, or any tickets that you haven't sold, please get those in so we can move them along to somebody else. And next Thursday, we'll be having nominations for the rollover and board chairs, so please be here for that meeting if you can. And if you have someone you want to nominate, or if you want to nominate yourself, please be here for that. So I think that's everything. Anybody have any last words? Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Rather than gift on this, we're gonna just keep it here. We've got change to make next week. Just let her know this is gonna be the 50/50